Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show with me, Iain Mason, brought to you kindly by A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. And to coin their phrase, with love, we welcome you. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here this evening, broadcasting to you from West Sussex in the United Kingdom, where it is very, very hot today. It's a good job I've got a baldy head, otherwise I'd be a bit of a mess. But that's not important right now, so we're going to jog on. Now, something I'd like to touch on with you is that this show is called Sensing Spirituality for a very good reason, and that's to help you sense all the spirituality that is for you, with you, around you, and about you. And I also like to start the show with a little bit of philosophy. And as I'm sitting here with the mic, I guess you have to listen, really. But that's just me having a little bit of a laugh with you. Now, I'd just like to start with some thoughts for you. That one of the things that fascinates me is how we get stuck in life. And quite often when things go wrong, we can't find our way out, or so we think. And I'll be quoting a few people at the end of this show to give them the credit that's properly due, because Les Brown had a lovely saying. He said, when things go wrong, don't go with them. And what we find in life is that the three strongest experiences that we have for living are pain, joy, and love. And of course, sometimes it's those that love us that can hurt us the most. So what do we do about when we get stuck? How do we dig ourselves out of that? Well, for one, don't take it personally. Life happens with you, not to you, because you get a choice to choose your reactions to each situation. And you can't carry your stuff around with you. You've got to let go of it, or it will kill you. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it at all. It is just too painful. Now, you know, we're far too critical on ourselves these days. And the thought that came to me a long time ago was that we have to forgive ourselves. And forgiveness is the key to the door that allows love to enter our house. Because when we forgive ourselves, we enable the love to flow within us, because we don't punish ourselves. We lift ourselves up. We allow joy and happiness to roll through us. And when we do that, our whole energy lifts up, and it gives us that great sense of upliftment and everything else that we need to get through the day. And it's really, really important, because if you hang on to all of your problems, you see, as Bishop T.D. Jakes says, if you hold on to your history, you do so at the expense of your destiny. And what I want to suggest to you is that you are capable of anything. You are the architect of your life. You can create everything. And as long as you don't react to each situation in the same way that you used to, and you try something different and have that faith and courage to do so, you'll yield yourself a different set of results. Now, I had a dear friend who has long since passed, sadly. I'd like to dedicate this show to his memory. His name is Tony Cruz. He used to play golf with my dad, and when he did some bad shots, he didn't speak too kindly of the higher realms, but, you know, hey ho. Now, listen, the thing is with Tony, he was a self-made man, and he always attributed his success when he was questioned to this statement. When somebody said, how did you turn your life around and create the life that you wanted for yourself? He said, well, whenever a challenge came my way, it never occurred to me that I couldn't do it. And I'd really, really like to leave that message with you very, very strongly. It's never over. You've just got to see a different way through it and keep on pushing. And you really will bring your dreams that step closer to you. Hold your vision, have that unwavering faith and confidence in yourself. And if you ever don't think that you've got that belief in you, know that everybody here at A1R and Moonstruck TV and all the hosts here have all the skills and abilities and gifts to be able to help you with that. So keep tuning into our show. So with love, we leave you as we move on to our first caller, who I know is waiting in the wings to come through. Hello?
Hello?
Jenny, hello? Jenny, hi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Jen, hi, how are you? Welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show.
Thank you.
Are you well?
I am well.
How
I am well.
fantastic. How may I help you this evening? What can we do for you?
Well, I've just come into my self more lately. I went through a Reiki Master class and received my Reiki Master back in April. I guess I'm just wondering, like, what I can do to further my gifts and abilities.
Okay. Well, the first thing I want to say to you is you just need to feel the joy in what you do. Because you see, like I was saying in the intro there, when you feel the joy that you do, you get that buzz. But what that buzz is that's a divine connection that comes through you as an affirmation to let you know you're on the right path. Now, sometimes we find that we start from a place that gives us the confidence and the fulfillment and the affirmation that we're going the right way. But we shouldn't keep our minds closed to other abilities or signs or thoughts or ideas that pop into our minds along the way to do something different. So, for example, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And I sincerely mean that. Some of this stuff can be life-changing for us. And so what I would say to you is allow yourself to be connected most strongly and feel in every cell of your body everything that you're doing. And if you really truly feel that you're doing it with love, you'll find that you'll tune yourself in as you go, and you'll have these ideas and this intuition that pops in that, oh, I might just try something differently, or I'll work differently with that, or I feel that I need to try a different way to approach that healing, because that's the intuitiveness that we allow in.
Okay.
Does that help you? So it's really opening yourself up, because, go on.
Right. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Yep. So, what I want to say to you is that when you feel it and you love it, there's a saying that by Marissa Peer that says, when you do what you love, you have purpose. When you share your purpose, you have meaning. And that's the fulfillment that we all have when we're authentically aligned and authentically empowered. So, you know what? It is the most fantastic feeling to make headway and progress with what you allow to unfold deep within you. And when you really feel that, just go out and apply it, because this is all experimental. Every time that I get up and I do a demonstration or a reading, whilst I have the best intentions and I send my intentions out for the universe to guide me on my way, it really is a leap of faith. But it is about believing in ourselves, because if you have faith in you, then faith will find its way to you. And then you get that extra little boost and off you go. Does that help you?
Awesome. It does. Thank you.
That's all right. Just believe in you, because we do. And, I'm sure you'll go on to great things, and keep going. Absolutely.
All right,
and God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you.
And you. Okay. I got Bojana, if I've said that correctly, in Stockholm. Good, Bojana. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you? Are you well?
Yes, I'm well. Thank you.
Good. It's so lovely to connect with Stockholm. I don't think I've done that before. How may I help you this evening?
Well, I really don't know how to say this, but it's about my family, really. My daughter, she's heartbroken and in trouble with the law, and we have never been that before, ever. But this is because of her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend. So,
Okay.
So I would like to know how it will go, actually.
Okay. Well, why don't we just tune in here with your permission, and just let me see what comes for you. So we'll start. We'll start as I just link in with your energy. Would that be all right with you, my darling? Just to see a little reading come through for you there.
Of course.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, all right. Now let me just see where I'm going with this, because I've got a couple of people. It sounds really funny, this. They're walking around in the back of my head. Okay, all right. Okay. What are you doing? Okay, my darling, would you understand a motherly figure that would have passed of a heart condition, please? Either a heart attack or a heart-related condition?
A motherly figure, yes, my mom.
Yeah, okay. And would you understand this lady, please, as she comes forward? Your mum, I'm sorry, but she calls herself a lady. I know that she would have been a lady too. So I know that she would have been quite an upstanding lady, and a lady that put a lot of effort into focusing her life going the right way, and to raise her children the way she makes me feel is properly, without that sounding rude to you, but very much focused on, your rights from your wrongs.
That actually sounds more like my grandma.
Okay, that's all right. And I just had that motherly sense at the start, and that's why I didn't come straight out and say much. But what I want to say is a lady that is a big motivator for the family and comes with a lot of love for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Does that make sense for you? Are you with me? Yes?
Yes, it does. Yes.
How fantastic. That's good. Now, what your grandmother, and that feels a better connection for me once you acknowledged her. Do you understand why she's trying to get my attention to the lady whose name begins with the letter H?
With the letter H.
Yeah, H for Harriet.
It could be because my mom is still alive, and that could be her. But her name is in Serbian Jelena, but you might say Helena. So that's the same name.
Okay, I'm not going to make that fit because you see, I didn't get it exactly like that, but I was just hearing an H sounding name. But what I say in these situations is that doesn't feel wrong for me. That feels like a good fit. And would you also understand that your lovely mum there would be not wanting you to carry too much strain on your shoulders right now, because she says you've been through a lot in your own personal relationship?
Me?
Yes.
Yes, but I really don't have any relationships right now.
No, but my darling, with the relationship with your family, because I get the feeling that what you do is yes, because I get the feeling that wonderful. I just get this sense that you are effectively, I don't want to say carrying everybody, but you very much have to still support people because they come to you for advice. All the family, that is. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it is like that.
Yes, okay. And would you also understand that your grandmother's telling me that you've been having a little trouble with your lower back?
Yes.
Your grandmother just mentions... Yes, because you see, what we're doing is she's just saying, with everything that you're carrying, it's no wonder you're struggling. And she just makes me feel that if I could take the load off a little bit, I would be able to stand up straight. And that's why she brings that through. Now, I know that you talked about your daughter there at the start. And I know that, would you understand why your grandmother makes me feel that when your daughter was about 16 years old, she had some struggles, please, with life?
Yeah, but yes, some personal problems, yes.
Yes, that's right. And don't worry, because we're not going to talk about those on there. That's your business, not our business. But what I want to say to you is that it caused her to have to face reality very strongly and grow up very quickly. And it was quite overwhelming for her, the experiences that she went through. Are you with me with that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And it just feels for me that what your grandmother is saying to me here is that she's quite a private girl and quite guarded with her feelings and emotions. And she just makes me feel that your daughter bottled it in quite a lot. And it isn't just that when we're younger, because we've all done this, that she holds on to those feelings, but she didn't almost give herself permission to talk about it and kept her distance from you. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, because what your grandmother's saying is that your daughter, bless her, has a lot of love for you, you see. This is the feeling your grandmother is putting through me. And she said at that time, you had enough to deal with, and your daughter was aware of that and didn't want to put any more pressures on you. And I think you'll understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so what your grandmother is putting through in my mind is, please do not have survivor's guilt. Excuse me. And what I mean by that is that sometimes when we have our family members and they go through certain experiences or traumas in life, and we feel that we haven't always been there as best we're able to, we almost beat ourselves up. And sometimes that manifests within us as worry. And what your grandmother is making me feel is perhaps just a little bit of, if you don't mind me saying so, a little bit of guilt on your part for not being able to do everything that you would have done because you weren't aware that it was harboring itself in her the way that it was. Now, please don't take that you weren't in tune with your daughter. This is about your daughter not allowing you to pick up on everything that was going on around. And your grandmother says to me here that at that time, her group of friends changed. The different people that she had in her life weren't the people that she grew up with in the same way. She went off with a different crowd. Would that make sense for you?
Yes.
Yes. You see, and what your daughter has done, your grandmother tells me, is rather than to trouble you too much, she took herself away. And what your grandmother says is that she just needs a little bit of time to reconnect with you, because I've just got this sense of feeling that I'm picking up on is that it's not the love that's lost. It's just the love that the both of you have to get back in tune with, because, you know, your daughter has always had this feeling of, as your grandmother is telling me, wanting to be so close to you, and almost like not a shadow in the sense that you're actually quite alike. Would you understand that in personality?
Yes. That's
Yes,
true.
and yes, and well, I believe your grandmother, and that's what she tells me. You see, so I always go with those, and she just says to me here that now that you've cleared your life and unblocked what was in your life at that time for you, now you have the time to invest now to build that relationship back up, because you're able to have that time to connect with your daughter. Now, in terms of the relationships around her, I feel very much that your daughter is encouraged to not spend that time with you and to spend it with the friends that she is associated with. Would that be right?
Yeah, well, we still live together, even though she's pretty much grown up, but we still live together, but she is not talking, and she is pretty private and
Yes.
spending time with her friends. So you're right. Yes.
Yes. Okay. But I also know that your daughter is quite creative, because your grandmother is just showing me that she must be very either arty or very designy, because your grandmother's saying to me that she does sketching and does details. We call it doodling, but creatively doodling. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, well, she is doing some stuff for the company. She has a company with her ex-boyfriend, and so she's doing some doodling for that. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I know that those skills and that design and that creativity is within her, and I just get this sense of almost your daughter holding herself hostage to the girl that she was when she was 16, when she's not in her professional life. And what your grandmother is saying to me is that why don't you try with the small things? And what your grandmother is saying to me here is that you don't eat meals together like you used to. I know you've told me, to be fair to you, that you live together, but your grandmother is saying you used to have such fun when she was younger at meal times. Would that be right?
we always had fun together, and we were always very close. But lately,
Yes.
no, not much.
No. But what your grandmother's saying is that if you try reintroducing these meal times and this connection, and just start with the small things, I get the feeling that once you just bring in, as I started off at the beginning of the show, talking about the pain, the joy, and the love, once your daughter gets more comfortable, she'll start to open up without realizing it. Because you see, I do very much feel that your daughter, from the way that your grandmother is showing her to me, is quite like a flower that blooms. So once she has that love with her, she does just let go. But you almost need to be the water that helps the love blossom. And then once you get that connection with her, it will build that relationship between you. And so she will be more receptive to you and to wanting to spend time together with you, so that you can really, really connect with that love, that she will take that advice back from you. And I know that you're a very good guide, because your grandmother tells me that. She says to me here that you've helped all your children. Would that make sense for you?
Well, I only have a daughter, but I had many children that I took care of. So, yes.
Yes,
that makes
okay,
sense.
that's fine. That's good, because I just got it as all your children. And this would be, your grandmother tells me, the same way that your dad helped you. Would you understand that?
Who?
Your father. Oh, I do apologise. The dog's going crazy there. So the same relationship that you would have had with your father steering you when you were younger, giving you advice and guidance. If you don't understand that, it's okay to say no. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Are you still there, my darling? Yeah, I think we may have a little bit of a technical hitch there, guys. But it's what I find quite funny, while we just try and get her back, is that when we started the show this evening and we talked about how we can get ourselves unstuck in life, isn't it wonderful how that gets held universally? And that's actually come through and has been one of the readings here this evening. I just feel that's absolutely incredible. So what I want to say to you is, never hold on to what anybody else feels that you are, or anybody's view of what you should or shouldn't be, because what you are and what they think of you is none of your business. Oh, I think we've got it back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, are you back, my darling?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, that's good. So just to finish off your reading, my lovely, did you hear the point I made about your father guiding you when you were younger, or being very much the steer about how things needed to go?
No, not really, because I didn't have any contact with my real dad.
No, that's fine, but I need to acknowledge the father figure, who would have been quite like a captain steering the ship. And this will be a gentleman that's passed through a cancer-related condition as well. Just in case you're not able to place him. If you can't place him right now, don't worry, my darling. But it's just that affirmation back, that if you help turn the ship around and steer the ship back on course and follow what your grandmother has been saying to me, and just start, she's suggesting, with the meal times, because she used to love those meal times and that interaction that you had, that will really, really start to bring her back together with you and help restore your relationship, where you can make that real big difference in her life and help her awaken and fall on her path as she needs to be. So I really, really hope, as I leave your grandmother's love with you, that's provided you with some divine insight tonight and has brought you some comfort. Oh, are you still there, my darling? Oh no, she's run away again. We've let her get away, ladies and gentlemen. But what can you do? Look, my darling, if you come back on the show another time, it will be my absolute pleasure to link back in with you. Ladies and gentlemen, my time is coming to an end soon. But if you wish to contact me via the show, you're very welcome to do so through the A1R Facebook radio page, or you can get hold of me on www.iainmason.com or through Facebook myself as Iain Mason, where you'll see my nice shiny head pop up with a big, big smile that's waiting for you all. So I'd like to leave you with my love, my gratitude, my thanks and my joy to be able to share my gifts with you this evening. As I say, God bless you all. Thank you very, very much.